everybody. Today is gonna be my 15-month update, and I will actually be 16 months and 3 days from when I stopped steroids in October of 2019. So you guys can see my skin. My face is a little bit red because I had light therapy yesterday. So I don't know, I can't remember if I think I mentioned in my last video that I did that I was gonna look into starting light therapy. So I have been doing that for like the past, I want to say, month, and it's going really good. My skin really loves the light therapy. So I went up a level because they increased it. They control the rays from the machine. And so they went up. And I think I might not be quite ready for that because I'm a little bit pink. I turn a little bit pink. But I'm not burned. I'm just a little bit red from it, but not burnt. The only other updates that I have besides light therapy, I do light therapies Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Unless, like, I probably won't go tomorrow because, like I said, I'm pink and I don't want to burn. So I probably won't go tomorrow. But normally I go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I actually wasn't able to go at all last week because where I lived there was a blizzard, and so my driveway was complete, like my garage and my driveway was like snow that was like up to here on me, so I was blocked in, and so I wasn't able to go, and the roads were really bad and stuff. So I didn't do light therapy at all last week. Besides that, I'm still not on Dupixent. You guys know I quit that probably about going on, I want to say, I've been off for close to 6 months now. I want to say at least 5 or 6. 5 or 6 I've been off. Maybe coming up to 6 months. Maybe not quite 6 months, but I've been off for a while. So Dupixent, you know, I went over this in one of my other videos that it worked really good for my body. But then I started having really bad facial and neck flares, and then even the bends of my arms started to flare up some more from doing those injections. And then I tried spacing them out a little bit farther because some people have success with just spacing their injections from every 2 weeks. Sometimes people get better results when they do it every 3 weeks, or sometimes even once a month. That was not the case for me. For me, I was able to pinpoint that it was in fact Dupixent causing my facial and my neck flares, because as the shot would wear off, my face would start to heal. I would start to flare up a little bit on my arms, and I'd get a couple patches on my body here and there. And then as soon as I would inject again, even if I spaced them out, my face and my neck would go and flare back up. So, and just for anyone wondering, I went over this in one of my other videos as well, that I moved from Georgia to Wyoming. And so I don't see the same doctors anymore, and I do not see the same dermatologist. And thank God for that, because the doctors and the dermatologist that I see here is way better than Georgia. I'm blessed, seriously. My derm, when I visited with her here, my very first appointment, I explained to her, you know, I didn't use the term topical steroid withdrawal or TSW. I said I used the term topical steroid addiction because topical steroid addiction is in their literature. So I brought that up to her, and then I had explained to her that I had used Dupixent, and talking with my regular doctor, not my dermatologist, on base, me and her both came to an agreement to stop it. And so I had explained that to her. I told her that using moisturizers for me just flared me up. I have tried so many different kind. Same thing. They just flare me. So I just have not found anything that my skin doesn't react to, and my skin is doing really good without any moisturizer. I'm a little dry. As you can see, like when I get close, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm definitely like right there. Yeah, you can see a little bit. I'm definitely, excuse my nails. I had to repot my plant, so I've got a little bit of dirt underneath them. So yeah, you can see that my skin is dry. But I don't get super itchy anymore. I do get itchy, but it is not like how it used to be, where it was like that, oh, you just want to take your skin off kind of itch. It's not like that. And this actually, my flare, I started to flare up a little bit because I had my menstrual cycle. And so whenever I'm due for my menstrual cycle, I flare up a little bit on my arms, like you can see right here. Maybe not, hold on. You can see right here, the little dots. I started to flare up some. I had also went a week without doing light therapy, and then my menstrual came. So, and then I still have this area a little bit compared to, it used to be this whole area was red and inflamed, and then I still have a little bit on my face that's red. This doesn't really flake anymore, like how my arm is kind of dry and flaky. Like my face doesn't really do that anymore. It's almost just like just pink, like a little bit red. It's not irritated. It's super smooth. I'm almost wondering if maybe it's just scarring, because it doesn't act like, you know, like dry or itchy. I'm actually dealing with acne now because my face is producing its own oils. So I'm dealing with a lot of like acne breakouts, which I'm not complaining. I'm just updating you. So yeah, I've got a lot of acne, not a whole lot, but you know, I'm definitely breaking out with acne now. My other update is that I have lost a lot of weight, and that is probably due to the drastic diet change from cutting out milk and egg, and also not eating anything that I tested, you know, that I was allergic to, which was onion. And then if you read labels, onion is literally in almost every single thing. Even like in ketchup, there's onion. Spaghetti sauce, there's onion. So, yeah. So that's been a major thing, is diet. I do try to, for the most part, stick to the autoimmune protocol diet. I was very strict with it for like a month or two. And then now I just kind of feel like I don't have to be as strict with it. I don't really feel like if I eat nightshade vegetables that it causes a flare. But I am also going to call my doctor. I need to call today and get an appointment scheduled, just to make sure that my weight loss, there's not anything underlying. It's a little bit TMI, but I've been having very smelly farts, and they smell really bad. And so I kind of researched online, and it says that if it was accompanied by a list of other symptoms, and one of them was weight loss, to definitely be seen by a doctor. So I plan on doing that, just to make sure. I don't know how they would figure that out, if it's blood work, or, you know, I don't know. But I would update you guys if there is anything else underlying with that. Also, I was going to say something else. Oh, I'm going to get allergy tested again for the same things that I had tested positive for in Georgia. I want to get retested here. I have my paper. I just haven't been to get the blood work drawn on the base here yet. My schedule is really, really hectic with taking my son to school and stuff like that every day. And then it was 2 days in school, and then 3 days physical. 3 days of physical school, and then 1 day of virtual. But now it's 1 day of virtual and 4 days of in school, since the COVID cases have dropped where I live. So I just have to go on base and get that done. And then there was the blizzard and all that. So I just haven't gotten it done yet. But I'm just curious to see, since it's been about, I'm not sure how long it's been since my last allergy test. I want to say at least 6 months or maybe longer, maybe coming up close to a year. So I definitely want to get retested and just see if I have the same food allergies. I am absolutely 100% okay with not eating egg and not having milk. But I would really love to be able to eat onion again, because that would drastically change the things that I can eat. So obviously some people would just say, just try it and eat it and just see what happens and log it. But I kind of have like PTSD from when I was like oozing, when I was oozing and stuff. If you watched my last videos or, you know, my previous videos, you'll see where I was like super crusty and open, and I was constantly like wrapped up. My arms were wrapped, my neck was wrapped, my ears were completely covered in crust at one point. My whole face was at one point. I ended up getting a really bad infection. My face was green and it was really, really disgusting. And so I kind of have PTSD from that, and I don't know, but in my head it's like I'm almost scared to eat the things that I'm allergic to see if I would have a reaction, because I'm scared that, like, if I eat onion, I'm going to start oozing again, and then I'm going to get an infection again. And then, so it's just like, it's something that I'm working on. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm really, really scared to eat the things that I'm allergic to, or that I was tested positive for. So I am going to get retested soon, hopefully, and just see if I have the same food allergies. And if I do not, I will update you to see how that goes. Because going through TSW, people do develop food allergies that they did not have before. And I do believe that that was most definitely the case for me, because I grew up eating onion my whole entire life. Food that has onion seasoning and powder and what have you in there. So I'm curious just to see if I have the same allergies or not. And if I do not, then I would definitely do a video to update. So those are kind of like the main things. Weight loss, which I want to get checked out and make sure everything's okay. I am exercising. I've slacked really bad the last 2 weeks because we had the blizzard, and then I had surgery. I had a laparoscopic surgery to see if I had endometriosis, and everything was fine with that. I do not. So I actually had the surgery on March the 12th, I believe, or March the 14th, one of those days. My days kind of run together, you guys. So, but I had surgery not too long ago, and so yeah, so I haven't been working out. So I really need to get back into doing that. I am still limiting my showers. I don't really limit when I wash my hair, because I wash it in the sink, and the back of my neck doesn't really bother me anymore. So I'm back to washing my hair, not all the time, because I don't need to, but just whenever it gets, like greasy, like it's greasy now, I could do for a wash, but I'll hold off on it. But whenever I do get in the shower, when I get out, I don't put anything on, and so my skin will get dry. It'll have like the white, like you could definitely tell that it's dry, the white ashy looking skin. So other than that though, besides acne, light therapy, weight loss, and then soon I'll be getting another allergy test done. That's basically, you can see my skin is doing really well. You can see I normally flare up a little bit right here when I get my menstrual, like on both sides and sometimes across my chest. This time that did not happen. Normally I get a little bit of a flare up in this spot right here. It got a little bit itchy when my menstrual came on, but it never really flared. It just got a little itchy. So the back of my neck, it doesn't bother me. This is healing up really, really good. I just still have that little pink spot. My face is doing really good. It's producing its own oils. I wish my arms would catch up with the program and do that as well. The back of my legs are really good. If you guys remember, my arms used to be completely covered. I used to have the red sleeves. And for anyone wondering, for my red skin syndrome shirt. I got sidetracked there, but I'll jump back on. I got this off of Amazon. Red skin syndrome is not for the weak. I'm not affiliated in any kind of way. I bought this. It's on Amazon. Just type it in, red skin syndrome shirt. It's on there. There's also another really cute one with the sunflower on there. I believe it says the same exact thing, but it's a sunflower. But I got this one because I used to basically essentially look just like this, like the girl on the picture. But yeah, and then also for anyone wondering how my daughter was doing, because in one of my videos a while ago I did mention that she had breaking out with eczema on her face and her body, which that's what the doctor diagnosed in Georgia, diagnosed her with, was eczema. But for anyone that was wondering, she had taken amoxicillin for an ear infection, an antibiotic, and that was when the rash started. So I don't believe that it was actually eczema. I believe she had an allergic reaction to the medication, and in a result of that, it resulted in an eczematous like rash. I believe that's the word that her asthma doctor used, her pulmonologist. Because I explained to him that she was diagnosed with eczema, but I don't believe that that's really what it was. I believe that her body had an allergic reaction, and so her body's way of telling me and telling her, telling her, was it caused a rash. I'm a little bit itchy. So my daughter, Aria, it's been about a year or maybe a little bit over a year since that happened. And she is essentially eczema free. Her skin is still very sensitive, but she does not have patches, rashes, bumps. She just has like dry skin. And I seriously only have to I literally only have to moisturize her once a year. I live in Wyoming where it's drier. Not once a year, I'm sorry, once a week. I literally only have to moisturize her like once a week because her skin does get a little bit dry. I do moisturize her when she gets out of the tub. Sorry, I had a call coming in and I thought it paused my video. But I do moisturize her when she gets out of the tub. Now her skin is still sensitive. When she gets out of the tub, like if the water is really warm, not hot, but warm, like really warm, not lukewarm, but like warmer than lukewarm, her legs and her butt and her thighs get red. And I mean like apple, like red, like a red apple, like they get red. And it's not a rash. I think it's just from the temperature change from being in the warm water. Because some people, like me, sometimes when I shower, if I don't do a cold one, or I do it a little bit more warmer than what people with eczema are supposed to do, I do sometimes get hives. Sometimes I'll get quite a few of them. Sometimes I'll only get like one or two on my chest. But I do get hives sometimes from the water. And I think that's kind of what, it's not hives. She doesn't get hives, but I think that that's kind of on the same line of what happens with her. But her stomach is clear. Her face is clear. You would have never thought that that would have happened to her. And I never used steroids on her. And I'm so glad that I didn't. And that is what happened in Georgia, was that her doctor there, her pediatrician, did want me to use the steroids. And I had told her that I would pick the steroid cream up, but I never did. And I only moisturized her. And I stopped giving her the antibiotic. I told her I was not going to use that anymore. Let's just switch. And then me and her doctor actually bumped heads. And her doctors basically told me, and I still have the text message, I'll never forget, but she basically told me that if I didn't want to use a steroid cream on her, that I should find another doctor, because she doesn't agree with not using steroid creams, and she wouldn't agree with another doctor if they decided that I shouldn't use steroid creams on Aria. So I never took Aria back to that doctor, but I did continue to take my other kids there and see her. because we were in the middle of getting ready to move, getting our orders with the military and all that. And so there was no point in me trying to go through the hassle of switching doctors when we were getting ready to move. So we moved, and the doctors on this base, their pediatrician, he is an amazing man. And then there was another doctor that was helping one day when they were low on staff due to COVID. And this was our first ever appointment. And I will never forget, his name was Sergeant McGuire, I believe. I know his name was McGuire, but I don't remember his rank. I know he's retired now. He retired. But when he saw me, because when I first got here, I was still on Dupixent, so I still was breaking, obviously, on my face. And he said, "You struggle with your eczema, huh?" And in my mind, I was thinking, oh, yeah, Dr. fucking obvious, you know? But I said, actually, you know, the steroids caused this. And he said, that's why I don't like steroids. And I had a mask on, but my mouth went, because, you know, I was not expecting him to say that, and it made me speechless. And their doctor has never tried to force me to use steroids on Arya. I explained to him what happened with me and that I was just not interested in using it on her, because what if the same thing was to happen to her? We share the same genes, you know? Obviously, there's some people that can use steroids and they don't go through topical steroid withdrawal or topical steroid addiction. And because there's no studies being done, because most doctors don't believe that it's a real thing, we don't know why some people can use steroids and they never have that happen to them, and while others use it less than a week or 2 weeks and then they go through it. So I told him that I just didn't want to use, here she is right now, Aria, say hi. Yeah. So we don't know why, but that happens. And I just told him that I wasn't interested in using it, and he was okay with that. I told him the natural remedies that I used for her, what cleared it, what worked, what didn't work, and that was the only thing that I wanted to stick with, and that I explained to him it was very important to me for me and him to have a good relationship, because I don't want to be scared to bring my kids to the doctor, because me and the doctor may not agree, and then I have to worry about someone calling, you know, CPS, Child Protective Services, on me because they feel like I'm neglecting my children or my child because I don't agree with, you know, whatever it may be with the doctor. I may not agree. So, and he said, you know, we don't have to agree, that he would respect me and respect my decision, and that if what I was doing wasn't working, that he would help me try to find any of the solutions, any other natural solutions before resorting in any kind of medical, you know, medicine. So my respect for him was like through the roof. My youngest son, Lennox, and he's in one of my older videos as well from he was little. He actually had gotten sick, and the only symptom that he had was fever. He had no other sick symptoms. We didn't know what was going on. And he ended up breaking out with a rash all over his body, and it was just roseola, which is just a very common kids virus, and none of my other kids had gotten it. That we still don't understand why. But their doctor actually did a house call. He left from the job when he left, got off early on a Friday, and he came to my house to see the rash to make sure that it was in fact what he was thinking. And it was. And so within the next few days after that, the rash went away, and then my son was fine. So their doctor is amazing. My dermatologist is amazing. The only thing that she had suggested I try was bleach baths, but I told her, which I did try them, and I don't feel like it really helped. I felt like it most definitely took the itch away, but I don't feel like it really helped with healing my skin. So I quit doing that. And the head dermatologist there, the one who actually owns it, is the place is called Sites Dermatology, SEITZ, Sites Dermatology here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The head doctor's name is Greg Sites, our dermatologist. And he actually, when I was telling him that I was using the moisturizer and that my skin was just still reacting like crazy, his thinking is that the longer, within the next weeks and weeks of light therapy treatment, and as my skin heals, that my skin will stop being so reactive to everything, and then in the long run, I would be able to use moisturizer again and rebuild the skin barrier and to further protect it. But honestly, you guys, I am fine with not using moisturizer. My skin is not like cracked. It's you know, it doesn't really bother me. I get a little bit dry after the shower and a little bit, maybe a little itchy from the dryness, but it is not like how it was before. So I am doing amazing. And I wanted to update you guys on everything else, and then on anything else there is to come regarding when I do get my results back, when I go and get my allergy testing again, my blood work done. And so I will update you guys on how that goes. And so yeah, that's basically everything. Wait. And I started taking a different vitamin D. I believe I updated you guys on this vitamin D right here before, but this has safflower oil in it, and I feel like I was using the CeraVe dry oil or something. This here, I'll show you. I used this before, but my skin reacts to every moisturizer, so it may not be the case, but just listen. So I was using this. This has safflower oil in it. I was taking this. This has safflower oil in it. And when I quit using this and I was still taking this vitamin D, I was still having some flare-ups. So I feel like it may have been the safflower oil in this vitamin D that was maybe causing some flares. But I have another vitamin D that I just got, and I will show it to you real quick. It is from globalhealing.com. Hold on, Linux. And it's from lichen, which is a plant. It's vegan, and it is called Suntrex D3. So I'm taking this. It is in a liquid form. It does not taste great. Not gonna lie to you, but it's not horrible. So yes. And then also, because I'm losing so much weight, I'm down to 107 pounds, and for my height, that is borderline underweight. If I lose any more weight, I will be underweight. So I also got this Naked Pea protein. So the only ingredient that there really is, and it's dairy free, it's vegan, all that good stuff, is yellow pea protein. There's only 2 grams of sugar, and it is 27 grams of protein per 2 scoops. And so, yeah, calories are 120, which isn't that bad. So if you're interested in that, I don't know if anyone else has issues with losing weight during this, but it is a pretty common side effect. So maybe you want to try upping your protein. I don't have results yet from that because I literally just got that in the mail yesterday. So yeah. But anyway, that's everything, you guys. I'm about to make my kids some bagel bites for lunch with some strawberries and blueberries, and I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat. And yeah, so that's everything. And I'll update you on anything else in the future when I have more information on anything else. So all right, y'all, have a great afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time you're watching this, and just know it gets better. Bye.